Good morning. So today I would like to just take a little bit of time and make some correlations between the sand track readings that I've done and the deepest well readings that I've been doing, and basically make some correlations between three time periods: early childhood, and then the adolescence/adulthood. So I'm going to start in the early childhood. So Sandtrack points out that children as young as 15 months old can feel pride, they can feel shame and embarrassment. I actually found that very interesting, but I feel like it really correlated with the rat study that Dr. was talking about in the deepest well, where the lab rats had the heavy licking parents and the other rats had the low licking parents. And the rats that grew up with the parents that didn't lick them were much more on edge and much more nervous than the other rats, and then they also went on to be the same type of a parent. As far as childhood is concerned, Sandtrack talks about the different types of parenting styles, the authoritative being the good kind and the authoritarian being the bad kind. And that really led me to believe like the authoritarian style of parenting could actually be adding to the ACE score. And so that really tied into the deepest well to me is how when you have those type of interactions as a child, it actually changes your genetic codes. It actually has physical changes with different parts of the brain as well. And so again, having the authoritarian parent, they're going to be more strict and maybe even borderline abusive on you when you get out of line, and that's going to have physical changes. As far as the adolescence and adulthood, Sandtrack points out on page 254 that later during the adult years, individuals who were maltreated as children are more likely to experience ailments, physical ailments, mental illness, and sexual problems. Those are all issues that were also talked about in the deepest well. Dr. Harris talks about the different parts of the brain which are affected. I don't know what parts they are, but I can tell you specifically, she said that the one part of the brain that's affected a lot is the part that controls aggression and arousal. And so that would kind of go right hand in hand with what Sandtrack was seeing. And also that, there's different, I forget the term that she used, but genes that get skipped based on how a child is being raised, and the DNA determines which codes need to be read or which don't based on some environmental factors. And then also she points out in the deepest well that high ACE scores can lead to heart and lung disease, stroke, and as well as being attributed to early death up to 20 years earlier for folks with an ACE score of 7 or higher, which was pretty devastating to read. I didn't like that part. But overall, it seems like the research is there. The deepest well's got it. She talks about a lot of different studies, and the same in the Sandtrack book. He brings up plenty of different supporting references to all this information. And overall, I'm very happy that I have read the deepest well book, because before reading that, I just thought that I was like maybe like an alpha male, but I feel that it is just the changes that were made in my brain that gave me, some of those things, and that helps me to understand what some of my students are going through, and it will help me to be able to coach them better in life as well as teach them construction. So thank you.